Please welcome to the stage, Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
First time I came to this state was as a volunteer to knock on doors for a presidential candidate, a young man with a funny name. And we knew the stakes were high then. The stakes are colossal now. This country cannot afford 4 more years of Donald Trump. We will not recognize it if he gets reelected. We know what is at stake. But I didn't just come here to end the era of Donald Trump. I'm here to launch the era that must come next. I am asking you to picture that first day the sun comes up in this country and Donald Trump is no longer the President of the United States. A happy thought for sure, an end to the chaos and the corruption and the tantrums and the tweets, but what comes next? The sun's going to come up over a country even more divided and torn up over politics than we are today, with crises that still require urgent action. I am running to be the president who will stand amid the rubble, pick up the pieces of our divided nation, and lead us toward real action to do right by Americans who have waited for far too long. I am ready to gather up an American majority that is hungry for change, that is done with division. We're ready to build this majority. A majority ready to deliver the most progressive reform to health care in 50 years. Medicare for all who want it, honoring your decision over whether and when you want it. We will fight when we must fight, but I will never allow us to get so wrapped up in the fighting that we start to think fighting is the point. The point is what lies on the other side of the fight. And what lies on the other side of that fight is the hope of an American experience defined not by exclusion, but by belonging. And if talking about hope and belonging sounds optimistic to you for a time like this, fine. Call it optimistic, but do not call it naive. Because I believe these things not based on my age, but based on my experience. I have seen in the dust of a war zone Americans who had nothing in common besides the flags on our shoulders learn to trust each other with our lives. I have seen in the ruins of factories my city answer those who said we were a dying community by rising up together to build a better future. I have seen what America can do, and so have you. After all, you're looking at someone who, as a young man growing up, wondered if something deep inside of him meant that he would forever be an outsider, would never wear the uniform, never be accepted, never know love. And now you are looking at that same young man, a veteran, a mayor, happily married, asking for your vote for President of the United States. That's why I believe in this country. We know that the purpose of the presidency is not the glorification of the president. It is the unification of the American people. That is why we have the office. Are you ready to turn the page to a new era together? Then let us make history together. And we will have a lot to celebrate in November of next year, and we will know where to go from there. Thank you, Iowa.